So blessings on this new moon. So I'm up here in Topanga up on the top of Eagle Rock, and just thought I'd share something that is present for me, and thought it would have some value possibly for you. So I was sitting in meditation this morning and feeling this part of restriction in my heart and in my belly. And I started to ask that part of me inside my heart, that restriction, what it was. And I felt this fear. Actually, I had this vision. The first thing that came was this vision of this boy not being able to catch his breath. Like he was just panting and panting and panting. And no matter what he tried, he couldn't catch his breath. And so I tuned into that energy, and it just felt like this energy of this little boy, not able to catch his breath, but feeling like he was going to die. And not feeling safe was really where it was coming from. And I asked him what that not feeling safe was about. And he said it's this fear of not feeling safe. Everything is unsteady, not safe. And the root of it started to come from this place of fearing abandonment, which is an old story for me. I've been processing and working this form of abandonment for many moons. And it's a continual process of tuning in and listening, hearing these parts. So I was going to start by speaking of abandonment, but how we get there. It was funny, this little child went right into it. He spoke of how can I feel safe when I get thrown out of the arms of Source right away into this world, not knowing where in the world I'm going to be. I come out of some woman's legs, and then she gives me away within a week. So I was thrown out of Source, out of the hands of Source, and then out of the arms of my mother, and into a new family. I was adopted at a week old, and then into this whole new dynamic. Blessedly so, I was in a loving, amazing family. But even in those circumstances, this child felt many times this fear of abandonment, like all of the undercurrents that happen in a family of what the child picks up that's not said. All those things of wondering, what's going to happen next? Is the next shoe going to drop? What's going to happen? Am I going to get in trouble for something? Are they still going to love me? And the cycle just keeps going on and on and on. So as I tuned into this one inside and just started to breathe with him, speak with him, let him share, he goes, yeah, you can tell me it's okay, but I don't feel safe. I've been hearing it's okay all my life, and look, I still feel like I can't catch my breath and that I'm going to die. And so my dialogue with him continued. I just listened and heard him. And I asked this question. I asked, well, is there a part of you that you know within yourself that is whole? And he said, well, it doesn't matter if I'm whole or not. I don't feel whole right now. I don't feel safe. And I said, but my question is, do you know that there's a part within you that is whole, that is complete, that is one? And he said, well, okay, even if there is a part of me that's whole, I don't feel whole, so it doesn't matter. And I said, okay, so at least you acknowledge this place within you that is whole. He said, yes, okay, there may be a place in me that is whole, but I don't feel whole. I said, okay. And he certainly didn't feel safe. So I continued to just open. It wasn't trying to solve anything. It was just probing and asking questions and asking what I could do for this little one to assist him in feeling safe or assist him in catching his breath, where he actually felt that moment, that pause of and I got to a certain point of it while I was sitting in meditation. The point that I got to there was this place of realizing, or him realizing, that as long as he depends on somebody else to feel safe, he'll always have this fear, this underlying fear that he'll be abandoned, because every time, even no matter how amazing the person you're with in relationship, or your parents or your friends, there are times where you're going to feel like they need space, or they're going to run away, or maybe they even do run away. But even in the most amazing relationships, pending your safety on someone else, your wholeness on somebody else, keeps that underwriting click. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And every time they get upset, or they don't do exactly what our little child expects or needs to feel safe, then that's going to get triggered. And then sometimes it explodes. If we're relying on somebody else to remain there, to be there, always be there for ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for what seems to be abandonment. But the truth is, the only way we can be abandoned is if we abandon ourselves. And how many times in a day do we abandon ourselves and not honor what our heart, our truth, our soul is asking for? So the invitation is to tune in and listen and hear that part that is screaming, asking, begging to be heard, and to listen to that part and honor that part, and follow through with what you commit to that little one, to that soul within you. That soul is you. So can you commit to assisting and not leaving that one? So that's what I did with my little one. Is at the end of these conversations, I remind him that there is no way that I will ever leave him, that I will always be there. And no matter who comes in and who leaves outside of this body, it doesn't matter, that we're together. And that seems to help. Of course, there's still processing. There's always opportunities to just explore and sense and feel when that restriction comes. That restriction is an opportunity. So instead of denying it or pretending it's not there, which is what we often do, we'll turn that into shadow. We'll disown that part and just stuff it. We'll either eat, or we'll drink, or we'll watch TV. We'll do anything to actually acknowledge that pain, that restriction, that holding in the heart or the belly. So instead of avoiding it or pushing it away, my invitation is for you to actually go in and listen. Just breathe into it. And open to what comes. Maybe a vision comes, maybe a message comes, maybe words come, maybe you see the little child. The key then is just allow and invite that one to speak, to share if it wants to share, and to be there in loving presence. It's not about having to change him or her or create something new. It's simply to be there lovingly. And if there's a conclusion that comes, beautiful. If not, then just reside there, and whenever that time is up for that moment, just remind them that they'll never be left, that you'll always be there, and commit to that. Commit to yourself to never leaving yourself, to shift those ways that you choose unconsciously to abandon yourself. Because even in truth, even if we're abandoning ourselves, there's no way to be abandoned, because we're always held by Source. As I said that, it just reminded me of that parable of footprints. When we're walking side by side, it's God walking next to us. And I think in the footprints that I remember, it's Yeshua walking with us on the sand, and there's two sets of footprints. And then as soon as the times get tough, we asked, well, why were there only one set of footprints? Why did you leave me? And the truth was, he said, I didn't leave you, I was carrying you. And I know you've heard this. And this is how it applies in this moment. Sometimes we feel abandoned, and maybe we even have abandoned ourselves, but yet at that time, most likely, if we really, really reflect back or turn in, we'll know that we're being held, that we're being loved, and exactly what's happening. Whatever's happening is divinely perfect for that moment, for our souls to heal, for our souls to remember who we truly are. for our souls to remember that we are one, that we're part of that union of Source. Just to encapsulate, the abandonment again is something that we all experience, that fear at some point in our lives. And it's our opportunity to really connect inside and be there for ourselves. And know that the things around us that are always present, always there, is Source. The part I didn't speak of is Mother Earth. The shamans speak of Mother Earth. When there's a fear of being abandoned, it's because we have not connected to our true mother. So connecting to nature, connecting to our mother. In the indigenous tribes, they have an initiation where they let go of their parents at a certain age, somewhere between 7 to 10. And we take on Mother Earth as our mother and Father Sun as our father. And so this is an invitation to return to self, to take back those parts that we've disowned. And this is one of them. So connect into yourself, connect into the true mother, connect into the true father, with Mother Earth, with Father Sun, with the mother within you, with the father within you. And be there for yourself. Thank you so much for being here, listening, and committing to your journey. Namaste.